Welcome back. Thank you for joining me once again. I'm here, as you can see, in the grow room. I don't have a topic. I'm going to tap in again to a more intuitive flow for this video. Sometimes the peace you can feel as an undercurrent within you may or may not be as evident, but not unlike a current of electricity as the wires run through your walls to your outlet. All you need to do is plug in, because the current is always there. And this current of peace and tranquility does not rely on the electrical company, whether or not you pay your bills on time, the weather, and any kind of accident. This current of peace is more a part of you than anything you've experienced, past, present, or are going to experience in the future. We're addicted to fast pace. What's next? Hurry, I don't have time, we say to ourselves. The voice in our mind repeats as we search for happiness in our lives and a sense of fulfillment, joy. We look on the outside for what we think will make us happy on the inside. We couldn't be more fooled. Any sense of happiness and joy comes from within you as a current that flows out from the inside, from the deepest core of your being. You see, we think we know what we're looking for. We've been taught our entire lives, and we see we've been taught our entire lives that those who are in certain positions of power, status, who have a certain level of control over others, who have more money, fame, followers, we have been taught that achieving these things in our lives will create some sort of feeling inside of us. And at some point, when you've accumulated enough of those things, that you'll have a sense of completion, as Eckhart Tolle would say. and that you'll feel as though you made it. When we see people that we assume have made it in their lives, and we see something in their eyes, there are many who think, or it looks like they've made it, but there are a few who have come to the realization that what they have won't bring it. And these people may be in a position in the public eye, and when we look into their eyes, we see something. You see, when you look into people's eyes, you may not see what you think. You may not see if you're looking with your eyes and not your heart, you may fool yourself. Science has found that there are electrical, if I'm using the words or incorrect word, I apologize, synapses, a similar structure that you can be found in your brain can be found in your heart, also in your stomach, maybe other parts of your body. In ancient times, the gut was seen as the center of consciousness. Today's day and age, we see it as the mind in the Western way of looking at things. So when we look through our eyes, from the brain, from the head, we see people's ego. We see that they forcefully achieved the things that they've wanted, and that many of them are good at acting as though they found it, because the ego doesn't want to be wrong, and it's good at lying. You see what you want to see. Regardless whether or not a person has made it in their lives, if you don't look with your heart, you're not going to see their true essence. If you look through the head, you're going to see achievement, ambition. You may fool yourself into thinking that those things will create a sense of fulfillment within you. And the more you look on the outside of you, the more you look up to people, the more you miss yourself. And there's nothing wrong with accumulating wealth, friends, on your Facebook, in real life. These things have their place, of course. We're here. There's a physicality to the reality we're all taking part in. And there's certain things that you can do with these things You can buy many of them. You can meditate on that symbol and create a certain feeling. You can look on the external world and have some type of experience inside of you. But the problem with anything that comes from the outside is that it's going to pass. These are all quick fixes. They're going to give you a certain level of excitement in your life, a certain level of distraction in your life, because that's what we're taught. We're taught from a very young age not to look inside of you, because inside of you is just blood and your heartbeat. You've been taught that this is just a flesh vehicle, and that once we die, that's it. So what do? Well, you work and you accumulate all these things, and that seems to be the point. Now let me get back to the beginning of the video. And let me say that once you've found that current of peace, once you've discovered that no matter what happens on the outside, when you accept your inside, when you give your inside space a unconditional yes, you plug in. You bring into balance the physical and the spiritual. You don't look on the outside for the feeling on the inside anymore. You don't look outside of you for happiness. Because no matter how much money you make, no matter what type of things you buy, you're only doing those things ultimately to be happy, or else why would you do them? You assume you're going to get a certain enjoyment from those things, but again, those types of enjoyment, excitement are all temporary. And the problem with achieving from the outside is that you can never be satisfied for long. So you need to continually fill up your happy tank. The mind will never be happy for that long. As a matter of fact, and you may know this and notice and see this inside yourself, even before you achieve the achievement, the mind has already started to set the seeds of negativity and the feeling of loss. Even before you buy what you are going to buy, the mind is ready for the next thing. As it's coming in the mail, you're already looking for what's next. A lot of the stuff that I talk about in these videos are not going to make very much sense to most people until you've hit a point in your life that you've really looked deep into the nature of things, to the nature of your desires, to the nature of your urges. Once you've watched yourself, you've looked at your beliefs, you've seen your patterns, and you notice that every time you get something, once you've just seen the patterns within you, it doesn't matter what you see, we'll all come to the same realization in the end. That nothing you can get from the outside will make you satisfied in life. And it doesn't matter. The point is not to stop getting those things either. In spirituality, there's so many paradoxes. You know, I'm still going to buy things. You see, at a certain point, when you don't look to those things outside of you for pleasure, or I should say, to make you happy, when you don't look for happiness from the outside world, when you've already connected into that current, then there's a sort of playfulness, a lightness, a bubbling laughter. And you don't only enjoy the things, you enjoy the space between your purchases. You also enjoy the purchases. But that current of enjoyment that's there without the purchases are there too. So you enjoy everything so much more. You enjoy everything so much more because you're not afraid of losing it. You know that even if you had nothing, even if you had gone or have to experience a difficult time in your life, that current of peace is still going to be there. You know that you're more than your body, you're more than your thoughts and your mind. You know that you're, I don't want to say infinite. You know, if you've made it to this point in the video, it sounds a lot like I'm repeating myself and a lot like I'm just kind of rambling on. Because, to be honest, at a certain point, you start to question yourself as a person behind the camera here. No matter what I say in words, it doesn't matter. And I realize that. It has nothing to do with what I say. So if you're listening to me on the level of the mind and you're trying to understand intellectually everything that I'm saying, you're probably going to stop watching this video after maybe 3 minutes. I don't have much to say. I really don't. But I have much to give. From the heart, from my being, my essence, my deeper connection to that current of peace can be felt through the camera. When you look into my eyes, you see my eye. You don't only see what's behind in the flesh sense of things. You can see a deeper connection and a certain type of happiness that's without reason. Why do I laugh so much? Do I laugh like this all the time? Of course not. Am I always about to laugh? Pretty darn close. Just like anybody else, I go through extremes. But the I that goes through the extremes is not my true essence. And I feel that. I know that. Not only intellectually, I've seen it. I've experienced it. The same way a person says, I've landed on Mars, I didn't just see pictures. I've experienced it. I've been there, not to Mars, to my deeper essence. Is it the deepest? I don't know. I'm still exploring. But what I have found is a deep sense of calm and peace that even in the saddest moments are still there. My external shell can be crying, can be going through the entire experience of the bad, icky, but that peace is still there. It's palatable. I can taste it, so to speak. I can feel it energetically. It's moving all around me, through me. It's as though I can It's like an orgasm. It feels like a mini orgasm. Look, if you haven't tried meditating, if you haven't tried looking inside yourself, all I can say is don't take anything I say as any kind of ultimate. Take a look for yourself. I encourage you to just take a look. Go in with a little sincerity, and you'll never know, you won't expect what you'll find. You never know. Oh, what a video. Thank you so much for watching. Wherever you are around the world, and whatever time it is that you're watching this, I appreciate you. Peace.